Jay Sekulow serves as counsel to the president, and he joins us now from Washington. Jay, good morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday, we learned that the acting director of national intelligence considers this report to be serious. It was found to be credible, and it's believed that the whistleblower acted in good faith. So let's move to the contents of the complaint and see if we can agree on some of the things that have happened, because as Republicans pointed out, hasn't been proven. On the question of whether the call was moved to a server meant for intelligence matters, a political call moved to a server meant for intelligence matters and locked down there, did that happen? And if so, why?
Well, first of all, I'm not the White House counsel. I'm the president's counsel. And that's a different role. So I'm not involved in how the White House internally handles
Has the president
documents.
told you that he did that? And if so, why?
I will never tell you. First of all, I never had that conversation with the president, but I'm not going to tell you conversations I had with the president. But let's get a couple of facts that you said initially here. Let's get some things clarified. This individual has no firsthand knowledge, none, of the events outlined in the document that apparently was drafted.
With respect, Mr. Sekulow, I want to interrupt.
Can I finish
with respect,
please,
it's important because two Trump administration appointees have found the report to be credible. So what my goal is here is to find out what actually happened.
Let me answer the question you asked, and let me answer the question you asked.
Secondhand information, yes, but deemed credible.
Well,
so let's talk about the contents.
Okay, hold it. Secondhand information that would not be admissible in a U.S. district court in the Middle District of Georgia. Okay,
but did it happen, sir?
Did what happen?
Was the conversation moved into this separate server? And if so, why?
You have the wrong guest. I'm not the White House counsel. I am the president's counsel. I don't decide where things are moved or how they're handled on a security matter.
Then as the president's counsel, let's talk about the call that the president declassified and released a partial transcript of, a kind of call summary.
Well, that was hold it. There's the normal disclaimer on there that was not a, as you said, a word-for-word verbatim transcript. That's on these. Apparently, that's the standard operating practice. The question that should be asked, and that's not being asked here, is, with the context of what took place at the hearing yesterday, why didn't Adam Schiff just read the transcript instead of doing a parody when he started the event off as if it was a Saturday Night Live routine?
That's a question you can pose to Adam Schiff, and if you guys ever sit down together. Regarding the call itself, according to the call summary, the president on July 25th, a time when Joe Biden was leading in the polls, seemed to be a major rival of the president for 2020, the president brings up his name in a conversation with a foreign leader, seeming to invite the uncovering of dirt about a political rival. Was that appropriate?
There is no violation of law, rule, regulation, or statute with that phone call.
Well, was it appropriate?
No, look, the president determines what communications he wants to have and what he believes is appropriate in his communications with another head of state. And by the way, the fact is the White House decided to release this transcript. And they gave it to you all, and they gave it to Congress in an abundance of transparency. But we should not be happy that conversations with presidents are going to be disclosed if this starts becoming a regular practice.
Has the president ever asked?
Hold it. It's hard to conduct affairs of state with other foreign leaders when this kind of nonsense is going on.
The president voluntarily released the call.
This is hearsay.
Sekulow.
Yes, he did. He did. Out of an abundance, but I don't think we should be gloating that that's some great day for America that we're releasing calls.
We're merely trying to get onto the record what happened and what did not happen. In the call, the president brought up Joe Biden and also invoked Rudy Giuliani, suggesting that his other personal lawyer.
Hold on, let me get a question out. Let me be clear.
I need to get this out here, sir.
The president of Ukraine raised Rudy Giuliani. So let's get that clear. Now go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani was said by the president to be in touch with Ukraine to talk about apparently digging up dirt about a political rival. Has the president ever asked you, would you accept that assignment if you were Rudy Giuliani? And has the president asked you to do something similar?
First of all, I have not been involved in this, but I will be very clear. I am not going to discuss what the president discussed with me about any event in the context of attorney-client privilege. Number one. Number two, I can go back to the initial statement. What in the conversation violates a rule, regulation, or law? What is the violation of law
that
in
is
that
not
conversation?
The standard, Mr. Sekulow. This is a political question that's been moved to Congress.
Who makes the determination of what the standard is?
In a call involving taxpayer money and the question of when it would be sent to Ukraine, it was on hold for multiple months.
It's involving taxpayer money. He's the president of the United States. The president is the president of the United States. Of course, the call involves taxpayer money. What does that have to do with rules, regulations, or statutes? Nothing.
He's
And
holding
this
back
is what's so
funding
ironic
at the time
here.
of the call.
Here's what you're doing.
He's holding back funding at the time of the call, and he's asking.
Let me ask you a question.
A foreign government
you have no knowledge
rival.
of the basis upon which funding was held back or not. You have no firsthand knowledge of that.
Can you enlighten us, sir?
I am not the what? Why are you having so much trouble understanding this? You asked me to be a guest on your broadcast.
You represent the
President's
president. This
counsel.
involves the president.
Yes, but I'm not the White House counsel. I don't make those decisions. Those are not conversations I have.
So are you here to talk about things other than your client?
No, I can't talk about the transcript. That's what you invited me on your broadcast to do.
And here's the
question. Why don't we do that?
And here's the question regarding the transcript. Was it appropriate for the president to invite a foreign government to dig up dirt on his main political rival?
No, let's phrase what he said. Did he say political? I want political dirt on. Is that in the transcript, by the way? Is that in the transcript? Political dirt on a rival?
He said he'd heard some very bad things that have not been proven, that there's no evidence of.
I hope you'll get to the bottom of what's going on over there. So stick to the text of the transcript. Why don't you stick to the transcript? Okay?
Do us a favor,
I need a favor. You're looking to corruption. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Ukraine's had an issue with corruption?
Of course, and the Senate determined when the Senate.
So you think the President of the United States might be able to raise that? Do you think that's okay?
The Senate,
for the president to raise that issue.
The Senate approved the aid back in. Hold on. The Senate approved the aid back in May because they were satisfied that significant steps had been taken to root out that corruption. It's yet to be explained why the president held that aid back for 3 months and then only released it one day after Adam Schiff requested the whistleblower's complaint. That's a curious timeline. If you can enlighten us on it, please do.
I'm going to enlighten you on something that I don't think you want to pay attention to, and that is the transcript itself. You're trying to figure out what was the basis upon which the President of the United States thought that there should be, if that is the case, a holdback of funds pending whatever it was going to be, whatever issues the State Department and all the other agencies were dealing with. I cannot look into that because I am the private counsel. So when you invite me on your network, let's be clear on what I can and cannot say if we want to do this again.
All right, Mr. Secular, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. We're going to toss the weather now. It's 8:10. Time to check your local weather.
Well, we are expecting lots of sunshine and low humidity on this Friday. Our forecast high, 76 degrees in the city, but we should have temperatures in the 70s across the tri-state area today. As we head into the